Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday. I think it's October the 7th. I have to even check. Anyway, it's Tuesday. My first trip to the Crater Diamonds, I started Friday. So, I don't know, this is like my first video. This is the aftermath. After watching tons and tons of videos on how to do it correctly. I guess you can introduce myself as Dirt Digger Curtis. I like to dig in the dirt. I garden. I metal detect. Just through metal detecting, I've lived in Oklahoma for 30 years, and Arkansas was right there. So the Crater of Diamonds, I'm going to do more videos on it, and I'm going to give a big shout out to Arkansas diamond miner Solomon, who did a lot of videos, took a lot of time to show how to do things and the equipment that you need if you want to be serious and dig diamonds, or if you just want to go in intermediate. There's like, go out, look, and people are just surface hunting. That's one way. Some are dry sifting, but I saw a lot of people taking out big screen stuff, sifting it through, thinking they're going to find a diamond. You would find a huge diamond in a 1/4 inch screen. But anyway, this is more for what I'm doing after. I followed the instructions. You can try to reinvent the wheel. I'm the creative type myself. I could build things, but I'm finding that just watch the videos, watch several YouTube videos before you go out there. Make sure you do all your due process and care, and when you get back, you'll have a bucket of centers, and I'm going to just go into that there. You'll have a bucket of what's called centers, and this video is like after you get home. And if you actually did flips and you have centers, which are where the diamonds will actually be, that's why I say it's essential that you have a basic screen set, whether you rent it or you buy them. Now, that's what's not being said a lot, is where in Murfreesboro, because the Crater of Diamonds is not renting equipment. You can take dogs in, stuff like that you need to know. Pit bulls are you'll get fined $500 if you have a pit bull. So there's a ban. It's a dry county, so if you drink, you need to bring your own bottle. You're going to find that there's a lot of things there, and that's what I'm going to hope. This is kind of like in the military, this is what we call debrief, or we would go out on a recon and you come back and you disseminated information. So this is debriefing. This is first trip. Because I watched a lot of videos, a lot of people thought I was a pro. And I did get to help. The most enjoyable thing about this whole trip was helping families that sit there and maybe didn't know something. I let them use some of my equipment so they didn't miss the diamond. It would suck to go out there and dig a bucket and bring it back into the wash slough, and then it go out the drain. So note for today, they did plow the field. I'm going to get into just real quick my setup afterwards. Again, Solomon from Diamond Miner. I'm going to have to flip over. I'm on my phone. Okay, so now I flipped over here. This is the bucket classifiers. There are 5 classifiers. They have all the sizes you need. You really only need 3. You need when you're in the field, half, the 1/4, and use the 120, which is the smallest. That's the size mesh. 120 is very small. A lot of the window screens that people are making, the cheaper screens with, are going to be 116. So you want to get down at least that. 120 is better. This set, if you go to Arkansas Diamond Miner, he's got a link on one of his YouTubes. He's got a great demonstration of how he uses it in the field. I will be doing videos like that too. Please support those guys that do these videos. They're taking the time, and at least like them and help them out. But you're going to learn a lot more from a variety of the people that are out there. This was helpful. So anyway, what I'm doing is I've got a table set up here. I'm going to set up a wash station. I use this. This was a pond I bought for my wife that's now passed on. She passed on September 22nd. I'll try not to cry. But anyway, I had to get out there and find Ruth Jones a diamond, and I'm hoping I found it. Of course, she's not here, but anyway. But I actually used this in the field or at the motel to set up a wash station to help me process through the day. Again, there's several motels. Some are nicer than others. I stayed at the Shamrock, and the rooms were, it didn't look like a great place, but the rooms were clean, and they didn't mind me setting up outside and washing down and getting centers of centers. And that's what this bucket here is that I'm working now. You'll see I've got the I've got my classifiers, my bucket classifiers. Those are actually centers of centers. I scooped out big centers because I didn't want to miss anything. But right now what I have is the 1/8 inch. I have the 1/12 and the 1/20. So I've got the finest ones in this set that I just showed you. And I'm gonna put them up there and classify them, and then I'm gonna put those centers on this pan. Now, a lot of people suggest going ahead and painting that black, get an old pan and paint it black. You may want to use a bigger one. You may want to prep your area so that you don't drop your diamond in the deck. I'm going to take a chance, but you can drop it. I believe the diamonds will stick to your hand because of the oil. So you want to have some water nearby, and you want to wash your hands over the screens. I was constantly washing my hands over a screen, the smallest screen, size 20, or over a bucket, because I can catch it in the bucket. If it sticks to my hand, I don't want to miss it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill this with water. I'm going to do like I did in the field, classify. And unfortunately, I don't have enough hands. So you're going to see me, I'm going to take this. You'll see what happens. This goes down. And I need a big video photographer or whatever. Better way to hold this. Okay, so I'm picking this up. I've got this classified. This is my 1/8. My little camera kind of quit working, but I'm new, so this is not high quality video. This is I've become a professional at this too. The way you become a professional diamond digger or leather worker or winemaker is you buy a kit and you start. You make a lot of mistakes. You watch a lot of videos. You learn from people that's already doing it. And that's all I'm doing is passing it on. I didn't teach myself this. Somebody else took the time. I didn't teach myself to become an industrial maintenance technician. I listened. I asked questions. I talk. I ask questions. And I'm not an expert. Sometimes people think, wow, even out here, you look like you know what you're doing. That goes to people that taught and took time to train. Some people are mentors. There's teachers, mentors, and coaches. And I've been trying to really become a coach. I'm not telling you, you have to do this. In the DISC system, I found a chart. Telling people automatically causes people to resist. You may not know it, but in your psychology, if I tell you to do something, you already hate me. So I'll ask questions. If I ask you to do something, you're more willing to do it. If I tell you to do it, you're going to resist me. I'm not telling you this is the only way. You can try whatever you want to. You want to show up with 1/4 inch screens and only look for 9-carat diamonds, go right ahead. This information is proven. It works. I may even make mistakes. That's okay. But I was letting people know that if you showed up with a kitchen strainer and a little small flour sifter, and that's all you want to do, that's all you have to do. You'll watch Ivan, Diamond Miner Ivan. He's got character classifiers that are big. He's a young man. He can put a bucket in there and do this essentially a bucket at a time and shake it out. But he's going to go dig 22 buckets. There was a gentleman there. He's a big man. Wasn't very talkative. He did talk a little bit, but he was there on business. He makes the most out of his trip. He's going to dig 22 buckets. He's going to go sift it out, and he's going to make his money. But I'm back here. I'm classifying my fine of fines. This is centers of centers. Again, you're going to have to learn how to do the flip. It's all been clean, but these are centers of centers. And I'm just going to set these over here, but this is 1/8. And I'm going to put these on a tray. I was looking for my little buckets inside. But you'll see some dirt is still in there, some of the fine. But I'm just going to move these just right over. You see that's, now there's a sparkle right there. It's looking good. I'm really excited about this. I can actually do a flip with some of this too. But this is my finest of fines right here. These are 20s. The last one was a 12, and this is my 20s. And you know, a lot of people wanted to gold pan, and they think, well, I could do this like a gold pan. Problem is, when water hits a diamond, you know, you can try to gold pan it, maybe it'll work. But when water hits a diamond, the diamond moves away from water. So your diamonds are still going to be in the bottom of the pan. Gold is heavy, diamonds are heavy, and a diamond may stick there. You know, there's some heavies up there if you look real close. You'll see the calcite. You might find a piece of quartz up there. I'm not going to chance that. This is the proven way. You wash back and forth, bump it down, your diamonds will be in the middle. So all of this, because these are centers of centers, will go here. Now, I could take this and do a flip. I could put all that back in, but I didn't categorize. I can do a flip if I had a whole Saruca full. The Saruca needs to be full. The Saruca, let's see if I brought it out. Nope, it's in the bag. Okay, so equipment. This is the 1/2 inch screen. This is what I used in the field. This is the 1/4 inch screen. This is the material you'll find in the top of the little box screen set. This gets out big rocks, so I don't haul big rocks. And I usually don't haul 1/4 inch rocks to the wash station. I've got a bucket that's below that. If I don't get the name right, this is what you'll see the professional level. This is $80 at the miners camps, what I paid. If you get on the Carolina site, I think it's about $75, but you got shipping and handling. I don't know what the shipping and handling on. These are high quality. This is probably a 20 screen. You can get it in 16 screen. I like the 20. If I find a little diamond, it's a little diamond. It's a find. It's something to show people the sparkle. I bought the bag at Walmart. I think it's 4.7 liters. This was really nice for carrying the screens. Look, this is lightweight. If you take your character, I tote that too, but this is very lightweight. I would probably want a little bit bigger bag than this 4.7 cubic at Walmart. I'm going to be searching for a little bit bigger bag to make it easier to pack in and out, because I want to go. I'm military. I was a security policeman in the Air Force, and we used to call it high speed, low drag. So high speed means that it's light and it's low drag. It packs and it doesn't bounce around, it doesn't jump out. You're going to need bungee cords for your buckets and things like that. Again, this is a debrief. Each of these could be a subject in its own. And I'm just doing bits and pieces. You put buckets in there, they're going to fall over. You got to figure out some way to strap it over. I saw someone with the big Gorilla cart. It was a nice wide cart, plastic cart. It actually had places for where you could build little wooden rails and help keep your buckets in there. It's plastic, and you can fill that with water. So you can multi-purpose tools. You want a high speed, low drag. Keep that military term in mind. Okay, so let's go back up here. Now that you've seen what the Saruca is, that's what I would actually could put all that back in and flip. At this stage, I'm going to put this in a pan, my fines, and again, if I get all the water out, I'm going to let this sit out here and dry in the sun. And you see how that pops out of there? I don't really like the idea that it did that, but you know, if there's a diamond and it flips out, I'm looking right there. There's probably mica. You see that sparkle in the middle? It's hard to see this on video, but right in the center, stuck to the screen, there's a little sparkle. So that's what I'm doing. I'm classifying the fines of fines, the centers. Centers of centers. Okay, so I've been classifying. This is my 1/8 and bigger. I've been putting the 1/20th here. I've even used my Saruca, which has a 20 screen. Make sure you got something at least with a 20 screen or a 16 screen if that's all you have while you're doing all this process. But I want to go about these classifiers. I want to show you something. These bucket classifiers, there's stuff stuck in those screens after I've done it. You also notice it has an X on the bottom of it. I like some people are cutting those out. I kind of like the idea of it being there, but there could be stuff stuck underneath. There could be a diamond there. So get another bucket. You get ready to do a clean out. Make sure that there's nothing in the rim. You see the rim around here. But you can flip that over a bucket very gingerly, and it'll set on top of the bucket like that, and then smack it down. And make sure you get everything out of that. This is the 20 screen, or this is the 12 screen. So I don't want to miss a diamond. So everything you're doing, take your time, go slow. I caught myself out here shaking a little bit or looking through something without a 20 screen. The Saruca that you buy from Carolina will be a 20 or a 16. But see, there's I see that's not a diamond there, but I'm concerned about right there. You know, I don't want that to be a diamond. I don't know if you can see that. I wouldn't want that to be a diamond and then flip it over here. Done all this work and lose the diamond. So you may want to, you know, you can stick and just do centers and not go through so much of the screening at this stage with the 12. 16 is the next size down if you got a screen set. So I got a set that I brought out. This is what you will buy. There's quality in these. You can buy these or rent these at the hardware store. I think it's Love Diamonds. Don't correct me. I bought this set here. It was $25. You know, for the beginner, intermediate, yeah, it'll get you through a day or two, and it may last you the next time. It does have window screen in the bottom. They did reinforce it with 1/4 inch. If you want to buy a set, there's a guy that sells them just down from there out of the truck. I've got his name. Like I said, this is, I got his name and card, but he has stainless steel 16 gauge here, and it's stainless steel. The hardware store sells stainless steel. You can find, I'm not promoting anybody, I'm just trying to give everybody, again, information about where to go. I'll give you an example. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, there's a place called Bazooka Ball, or something like that, where they got kids. It's got the best sandwich I've ever eaten in a long time. I had the Italian. It was on a fresh Kaiser type bun or sub bun. That with the cuts of meat in there was just, again, the guy that sells the screens, the stainless steel screens, I'll try to remember his name and give him credit, told me about that place, and I am glad he did. It was the best sandwich in town. They ought to have a sign, best sandwich in town. Anyway, that's to help you on your visit. The Mexican restaurant is excellent, fast service. You will never get better service anywhere. The food was excellent. It was great. There's a Sonic there. There's no Walmart. There's no booze, alcohol. It's a dry county. So if you like to have, there's not much to do at night. You have to play games in the motel, or most hotels have a water slide for the kids, some kind of pool area. One motel, I think it was the Queen of Diamonds, does have a putt-putt golf, so that's kind of nice. But you do your homework, try to do research on where you want to stay. But this is about when you get there. This is why you're getting there, is to use tools like this. Everything I'm doing, you will sift, just like I was doing. There's videos on this. Go find a video. Do your YouTube. Be a YouTuber and find the videos on how to use this screen set and how to do a flip with it. But it's very important that you prepare. And you can dry sift with that if you don't want to go over there and do a bunch of wet sifting. But save what you have. You can take a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket, each person. 5-gallon bucket of material. You can come home, work through it this way, put it on a pan, and search for your diamond. This material here is the gravel. this is where your diamonds are going to be found. If I have a diamond after everything I did one day of serious digging, and again categorizing the gravel, that's what I got with. If I got a diamond, it's here. So I've got a lot of material to look through to search. This is an example of what the center. This is kind of a mini flip, but that material right there is where my diamond would be most likely. Now, I've already added another bucket, so any of this could have a. But you see, when I did it down, now I can sit and let this dry, and I can put this in the Saruca and do the same thing, and make a bullseye with that material, and or target. They call it a target or a bullseye, and see right there that using these gloves, how the stuff is sticking to my hand. I want to make sure I don't just slap that off everywhere. I'll wash my hands over top of this and get that off. That looks like a piece of quartz. I don't know if you can see that and if it's going to focus very well, but that's where so you could have a diamond there, and that's more of a quartz. It would be a metallic glow. So hope that helps. Okay, so this is, I classified a bucket, I washed it, I got centers off of it, and then after I got all the centers, I went ahead and classified it to 1/8, and so this is the 20th centers. There's several buckets, then it's been centered, and you know, it's sitting here drying, but I've got to get back to doing something, so I'm going to actually just lift that out. And I'll put that in a pan, and that's where I'll be looking for the diamonds. You can see the sparkling stuff sometimes. You look just right. If you can let it dry and you went in a hurry or had a bigger bench, let it dry. You'll see this, as it dries, you'll see more sparkles. But anyway, I've got to go. I've got the 1/8 over here. I just Saruca'd it. So this is your 1/8, and it'll have a center. And I'll put the center on the pan. I won't be sorting through all the other stuff. That's when you put it on the pan and let it dry again. So I've got several pans that just been out here drying in the sun. That's the fines. That's the 20th below 1/8, and you can let it dry, and you can take it on a bench in there and get a magnifying glass and go over it. I've got a magnifying headset that I've been looking for. This is, get them on Amazon. They're real reasonable. You can use those, or you know, save your centers and look at them. Look for little garnet. Garnets are going to be, actually a lot of little small garnets are in there, can be in there. They're going to be just little round BB looking things a lot of times. You don't usually find a big piece, but a little round BB. All right, folks, I just want to wrap this thing up. This is some tools that you can use inside. This is just something I bought. This is a little tray I bought, wooden tray. You can use baker's trays like I showed, but this is what you want to do to paint it black, flat black, take off the reflective surfaces, to go through your fine material. Like this is what I had got classified down. It's all dry, and you can use your little headset like this. This works pretty good. You can set up a bench inside. Again, I'm going to go Arkansas diamond miner Solomon. He just did a video on how to set up a piece of like plywood there, paint it black, set it up. We can do it outside. You can come in, go in the house, set up a magnifier with a light, and a lot of times you're going to do that inside because you know you'll be working out here just to get everything classified down and dried, and then go inside and just search through your material. Watch his video. It's the same thing, but I'm just going to conclude here with what you'll do is you'll put your headset on. You're going to basically put some of your material here, and then you're just going to go right over top, and you're going to look at every little speck. You can see some calcite right there, but you want to look. Your diamonds can be that small. That, you know, if that was a diamond, it'd be real shiny. But we're looking at little small particles. Even this, you can see the size. This has been classified down. I've taken the 1/8 out. I just want to review that. When I was making the video, you'll see that I used a size 12 screen. I used a 1/8, a 12, and a 20. I am really just leaning towards, when you get to this point, use the 1/8 and then leave it down here. Just, you know, not necessarily try to get the 12s out. But what that does is it helps you, you don't have any larger 1/8 material kind of shadowing over the bigger stuff. If you understand, if there was a bigger thing here and I had a light, or my light source coming in, it can throw a shadow over it and start to gleam. But when it's on this flat back black surface, it'll stop. Now, all I did on that tray is I did cut out an end. I used my sander or a little saw, and I cut out that end. And the only reason, and you just kind of lean that up, scrape it down, and then it'll just pour out the bottom. You know, go that way. You can make this bigger, you can make your own, but that's the final process of when you get home. You're going to look for your, you want to classify it down, you want it dry, and this is where you're going to look for your diamonds. And you know, you could have a very small diamond. I did find one garnet in here. Again, the garnet, it's not going to be necessarily smooth. You're going to see there's magnetite and little round, magnetite and hematite, and a lot of the stuff is going to be round, little round stones. But one garnet was in there, but it was, when you looked at it real close, it did have facets on it. It was little squares, but it was very small. A gentleman out there, he had a tube or a vial, and I did get some tubes in. I got some little glass tubes in from Amazon. It's cheap, you know, and you put your garnets in one, your amethyst, and of course if you find the diamond. I'm probably going to do my next video, if I do one, will be on preparation. I'm itching to go right now. Just to update, they had plowed the field Monday when I was there. We just had Hurricane Delta go through, and I believe they got rain. They plowed the fields on Monday. It'd been an excellent time to search. I'm just trying to keep the itch from work and scheduling work, and do I want to go. That I'm thinking I may take my next 2 days off and be back at the crater. There's so many other videos out there. Again, Arkansas Diamond Miner Solomon, and my other favorite guy is Ivan. I watched a lot of Ivan, Diner Miner Ivan videos. So both of those guys get my my blessing. If you want to learn, they show you the different places they go. They're not keeping the information to themselves. They're sharing it, and they'll make your trip to the Crater of Diamonds a true blessing. So support those guys. Go there, learn from them. I'm just trying to, you know, just give that other information that might be helpful, and share my experience as well, because I appreciate them guys sharing. So y'all have a blessed day, and again, this is my first video. I hope to make better improvements on the video quality, but I was told out there by a lady with her children that I should do some, that I had a knack or a gift, and I'm trying to learn photo editing and how to do this, and that was a tough little deal. But y'all enjoy, and hope to see you out at the crater.